All right, Valerie, good to have you back. It's been a while. Are you glad to be back here, fighting for Bellator?
Yes, I'm super excited. I missed everyone, the whole staff here, and I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
And so, you're over at American Top Team. We see on Instagram you're training with, former champion Joanna Jedrzejczyk. You were training with Paige Van Zandt recently. Just speak on the minds and the fighters that you have at your disposal every day at American Top Team.
Yeah, so actually for Joanna's camp, I did every single sparring for 2 months. It was like if I had a fight, I was beat up, and right after that, quarantine started. I honestly felt after my camp with Joanna for Wadi that I could have fought with Bellator the next day, except the weight. But yeah, American Top Team's amazing. It's the most professional environment I've ever seen in my life. The way that they are with women, Mike Brown trains women, is just so impressive, and I'm just blessed to be able to train there. They took me in as an amateur, they built me up to this, and now my whole coaches are here for my next one.
And then you've got another guy there, Jorge Masvidal, who you've always talked about as a role model. Just speak on Jorge Masvidal.
So I follow George's footsteps, We train both at American Top Team, and we have the same conditioning coach, Jesus Gallo, and I adore him, and he actually prepared me during quarantine, put me in this peak shape for this fight, and I wish he could have come, but I could only have a certain amount of corners. But yeah, George has really helped me a lot. He's a big influence for me. I ask him for a lot of advice, and he gives me a lot of opinion, and I just see the way Miami supports him, and I know they will support me the same.
So this is your second time preparing for Tara Graff. You were supposed to fight her in January. What was different between that training camp and this training camp?
Well, that training camp I had a torn MCL, and I wasn't mentally or physically prepared, and I was going through a lot of adversity, and why was I going to throw myself into a fight where I was injured and I can't perform my best, right? So we made the best decision to just chill, heal my knee first, and then go into the fight again. But then quarantine happened, so it was kind of a layoff. But I'm happy it went that way because I needed to face adversity and learn a lot about myself before I could go into that cage again.
And so she hasn't fought since 2018. When you fight a fighter who's that inactive, how hard is it to prepare?
Well, I'm kind of inactive too because I haven't fought in a year. I did go on a reality show. I did just Joanna's camp. I have been active. I've been sparring like crazy. I don't know how her training's been, but she's also 34. She has a lot more experience than I. And when you go into the cage, you forget about all of that. You just fight. So that really doesn't mean anything to me.
And so I spoke with her on Monday. She had, a strong opinion about your social media use. She actually went as far to call it trashy. I wanted to give you the chance to respond to that.
I just think she calls it trashy because she looks the way she does, and she doesn't understand it because she doesn't got it, and she just wants to put me down. But why put me down? What am I doing wrong? I'm training. I'm 2-0 in Bellator at 22 years old, I've dedicated my whole life to martial arts. Just because I don't look like she doesn't mean that I'm trashy, I have a way of showing myself, and I work very hard for what I have. I work very hard for my body. I've been like this since I was little, and no one or anybody's opinion is going to change that, and she's not going to get to me. I pay zero attention to her.
Just adds fuel to the fire, I'm sure. So you have a prediction for fight night? That's my last question for you.
Yeah, I think she's going to come in aggressive. She doesn't move her head. I don't think she realized how strong I am. She judges me based on my social media, but I'm happy about that. I let her do that because the moment she gets hit, she's going to be shocked and she's not going to know what to do, and that's just what's going to happen. I'm going to knock her out.
Awesome. Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you.